Hey there, guys. A little something different. I know I just did my second episode of the podcast before. I was debating using this idea for Friday, but I figured that I might as well put this into a video while it's fresh in my mind and give you a little something extra for today. Because I wanted to delve into my past relationships to help you guys have better future relationships. And what I mean by that is, I'm going to explain to you some of the things that happened in my past in the hopes that you might learn something from that so that it won't happen to you in your future relationships. So it's going to get a little personal, but I'm just going to refrain from using names because even though they're ex-girlfriends, some of them worse than others, it's not really fair to go throwing their names around. So you'll have to forgive me if I'm careful as I say this. Because unlike my podcast, where most of the stuff is already written down in front of me before I say it, this is like off the top of my head. So bear with me. Now the thing is, in my past, I've had some good relationships that have ended on good notes. I've had some bad ones which have ended on bad notes. What I mean by that, and I'll go back to the beginning. I'll tell you what, I'll just go back to the beginning, my first ever relationship, and I'll keep you up to speed. But I'm not using names. My first girlfriend, smoking's unhealthy, by the way. I did have a vape, an e-cig, but one of my ex-girlfriends stole that, and I'll get to that story shortly. Now, going back to my first ever relationship, I was 18 years old at the time, and at the time, I thought to myself, wow, she's awesome. I look back now, in fact, I look back on a majority of these now, and I'm like, what the hell was I thinking? But at the time, growing up, I was thinking that was love, but that's not love. Love is something else, man. Better. So, my first ever relationship when I was 18. And that probably lasted for maybe 2 weeks. Not that long, really. When we met, these were all through online dating stuff as well. So back then, like 10 years ago, there was this website called Tagged, which I was on, and I met her through there. So we got a lot of talking and stuff, and I got her phone number, and we talked over the phone and stuff. And we met up for like dinner for a date. I can't even quite remember what we did. I think I just met her and we came back to my house and she spent the night. Now, I was always a romantic guy. I've always believed in being romantic. So, what I did was I remember how the layout of how my room used to be. And I laid out this mattress on the ground, and I put candles up and everything, and music and stuff. And I thought that was like the way to impress a girl, you know? Boy, how wrong was I? So, I got talking to her out in town. I met her in my local city. And we met there after a couple days of talking on the phone. And we met up, and I brought her here. and we slept together. And at that point was when I said, so do you want to be my girlfriend? And she said, yeah. So I saw her again a couple days later because her parents wanted to meet me. And so we went out for this meal, this dinner, or whatever it was. And it went all right. You know, her mom was asking me a bunch of questions and stuff. And they seemed to like me, I guess. But I wasn't really feeling that much of a connection there. I wasn't really feeling that it was going to go somewhere. So, like, I just remembered, I think I texted her. I just said, I don't really see things going anywhere, maybe. Oh, what about you? And from what I remember, the reply was something like, yeah, the same here. And we just kind of left it at that. And then we just stopped talking altogether. She changed her number. And yeah, it just didn't work. She blocked me on Facebook too. Like this was a while ago. She blocked me on Facebook. So, and I haven't heard from her since. Then after that, I met this other girl, and same again through Tag, and we were together for barely a week because I met her once. We slept together once, and it just didn't go anywhere. We met once, and I didn't see her again after that. I was trying to like ask when she'd want to meet, but she was always busy and stuff. So there was never any time made to meet. And we kind of just drifted apart, I guess, which was fine. So I moved on. And this is when I started to notice that I was having a pattern. A pattern was repeating. And it took a long time to recognize that this was a problem for me that I needed to break. I don't have that problem anymore. Which I'll get to. But it took me a long time to realize that. A long time. And when I say a long time, I mean, I'm talking like, what? 4 or 5 years. So, then I met this other girl. Same thing again. You know, we met through Facebook, actually. And we met for a beer. And we spoke. And same thing again happened. We met, slept together, and we just had nothing in common. Nothing. And we just fell apart. And for a while, things were like that. Over the course of 4 or 5 years, it was like that. I would depress myself thinking, am I ever going to meet the right person for me? And then I meet somebody and I'm like, oh great, I met somebody, oh this is awesome. And it barely lasted longer than like a week or two. And then it just fall apart. It just drift apart. And eventually I met this other girl. And this was what was the start for me of longer lasting relationships. Because I got into this mindset of commitment. Now, this was before I recognized what a narcissist was. So we got together. And we were on and off. So we broke up and we got back together. Then we broke up. Then we got back together. And then we broke up for good. Now, the way this worked for me, and the way it happened was we got together through this website. We met up. Slept together, and I was with her at first for like a month because she that was the second time. The first time it was like a week, and then we fell apart, but we still spoke. She got with some other guy, and then they broke apart after like 2 weeks, and then we gave things another chance. She came around, we spoke, and we met up. And we talked about everything. And we gave it another shot, and that lasted for about a month because she stayed here with me for a month. And it was a nightmare, actually. She wasn't a very nice person. She lied a lot. I began to suspect she was cheating. And I think she did at one point. And so I had enough of it, and I said, look, we got to end this. So she moved out, went back to her parents, and we broke up. And then I met somebody else, and that lasted, again, a week. Now, bear in mind, this person, we were talking as friends for like a good number of months. And we gave it a shot, but it fell apart. And me and my other ex, we had a serious talk. I told her about how I was feeling, and we got back together again. And I told her, I says, look, I don't want any of this. I don't want any of that. You've got to change this. I got to change this. Let's see what happens. And that went on for the better part of 2 months. It was the longest. 2 months. And it was hell. It was hell. And I had enough, but I started to feel trapped because I wasn't confident enough to end things. I was starting to settle. Bad mistake. And in the end, I just had enough. I said, this ends now, and we broke up. It ended badly, but we didn't speak to each other again for a while. And I started to notice that I had a pattern going on. And I said to myself, I've got to stop doing this. I got to find somebody that's actually really good for me, that really wants to be with me. And then this is when I met my daughter's mom. This was in the beginning of 2013. We were together for almost 4.5 years. Nearly 5 years. And it began good. Cracks started to show, and then it failed. Badly. And the way I put that down to is because we rushed straight into just getting together. Because I didn't actually take time to get to know her. We just moved in straight away. Sure, we were talking through Facebook for like, I don't know, maybe a good few months. We were talking, but not heavily. And crap just kind of happened. We were talking, then we stopped talking, then we were talking again. And then it got to a point where, I said, let's try it out. And we met, and we just connected, or at least I thought we did. And it was going good for like the first couple months, going backwards and forwards. I'd spend time with her, and then she'd come and spend time with me, and vice versa. And then and she moved in with me. She came to stay here. But then something happened which meant she could no longer go back home. So she kind of ended up being stuck with me. And she just moved here. And we just committed. This was my only longest relationship I was in. And we just committed. And it was great at first. It was really good. But then when the cracks started to show, it was when things happened. Because she did things behind my back, and it raised suspicion. And I started to lose trust. And as that trust started to become less and less, the love I had started to become less and less. And after we had our own place, We thought things would get better, but they didn't, because that trust and that love was already starting to drip down. We thought by getting our own place that it would improve that, which we thought it was, but I knew as well as she probably did that it wasn't. I mean, hell, it was only until last year, the end of last year, that she admitted to me that she was still in love with her ex from before me, who she's now with. And the longer things went on, and this was my problem, the longer things went on, it was just getting bad. When our daughter was born, things got better, but then they went bad again. And we had a period of time where we broke up. And I went on to try to meet somebody else, which there was a few I met. It wasn't really a relationship as such, because I was thinking to myself, is this right? Is this what I'm doing? Is this right for me right now? Am I doing the right thing? And I started to question in my head. I was like, well, it's my family. Is this really it? I mean, do I want to give my family another shot? Do I want to do it? Is this really what I want? And the answer I came to after about a couple months of not being together was no. This wasn't what I wanted. So I went and I spoke to my daughter's mom, and I said, right, let's do this. Let's just give it one more time, and if it doesn't work, then that's it. But we got to at least try. So we did. We tried, and exactly a year and a half later, something happened which just killed all that love and all that trust. Everything just went. And I'm keeping this as little detailed as possible because a lot of people that know me, I don't really want people to kind of just start commenting on that, so I'd rather just keep this bland and undetailed as possible, if that makes sense. So something happened which broke that trust and the love, and it was just gone. I couldn't be with her anymore. I was unhappy. So we split for good. I moved back to my mom's, and she kept the house where we were in, but then she moved away. And I tried to move on with somebody else. Somebody that I didn't know very well. Yeah. And we were together for 5 months. My son's mom and me were together for 5 months. 5 months of what I look back on now as the worst time of my life. Now, it takes a lot for me to dislike a person, but it was after this person that I started to realize my self-worth, my value, that I can do better and that I deserve better. Because I never wanted that to happen ever again. This person that I was with for 5 months turned out to be the biggest liar I ever met in my life. She lied about her whole life to me, everything. She lied about her job, she lied about her upbringing, her ex-boyfriends. Everything she told me was a lie. I don't even know who she actually is as a person. And then she tries to make me out to be the bad one to her friends and family after my son was here. She cut me off, and I basically, my son's 3 months old, but that's all I know. I don't know his name. I don't know how old. I don't know what he looks like. I don't know his birth date. All I know is he's 3 months old. That's it. And it was after this, after breaking up, and I came back home, that I realized what my problem was. I was thinking that I could put myself last to change other people's behavior, to be what I wanted them to be. And I was constantly trying to prove myself and change myself to match with what they wanted. And that was where I went wrong. Because I was settling. I wasn't realizing my worth, my value, my confidence. And the one thing I'm ashamed about, that I was so broken and upset over somebody that's so cruel and evil. And if I was to go through that again now, I wouldn't be that broken person crying. I would be this stronger person to walk away from that. Hell, the person I am now, that would never happen again. Never, ever. It just would not happen, because I know I'm worth more. I would just walk away the moment I know things went bad, because I know that I deserve better. So I told myself that the next person I am with, I'm going to make sure is right for me. And I thought that I was on that path. I thought. We were together a week, because somebody that I thought I'd known a long time, 6 years, just when you think you know somebody, you really know. Because this girl was the worst. Psycho. Complete psycho. The one that stole my vape. Yeah. It was that bad, police were involved. So that's all I'm saying with regards to that. But the reason why I'm saying that is because even still then, I still wasn't putting what I wanted first. I wasn't looking at my own worth. I was still settling, because I was still figuring myself out. So after that, that's when I really put my foot down. And I started having more self-respect. And that was when I noticed the change for the better. I was getting better results. I was attracting better girls that were good for me, because I saw myself as a high value man, because I knew I deserved better. I knew what I wanted. I knew where I had to be in life. I knew where I wanted to go. So I met this girl. Now, we spoke for about a couple months before we met up and we were together. We were together for like a few days. But it ended on her part, because there was no connection. Now, I can't fault her for that, because she was honest. And we're still friends. We still get along because of that honesty. Because I grew up myself. I was more mature in myself to look at that and respect that. If this was myself 10 years ago dealing with that situation, the response to that breakup would be incredibly different. I would be shitty, I would be immature, and most probably I'd still be a bawling, crying mess, trying to do everything I could to win her back. But because I understood what she said, I was like, you know what, yeah, that's cool. Thanks for being honest, and you know, it didn't work out, and that's cool. I wish you the best, and you know, I just moved on. I moved on, and I was finally at the place where I wanted to be comfortable with myself, where I could really recognize what was good for me and what wasn't. Because what wasn't good for me, I wouldn't be bothered about. It would just go away. I just stay away from that. And what was good for me, I would invest my time in. Because look at me now, as I explained in my previous podcast, I am dating a really nice girl right now. And we get on well. She's autistic, like me. So we have a good connection. We talk a lot. And we're meeting up soon. And we both have hopes that it's going to go really well. And that's because I'm doing now the one thing that I should have done a long time ago. But it's all part of the learning experience. It's all part of learning about yourself. Because I look at everything I've been through and I see it all as one big lesson that's taught me about what I need to do now. The guy that I am now. This alpha man, this high value guy that knows what he wants in life and knows the type of girl he wants to complement that. And with this girl I'm currently dating, I really like to feel that she's the perfect girl to complement that. And the only way we're going to know, of course, is to just see what happens down the line and see where it goes. But I can honestly say that my younger self from 10 years ago would not be ready to deal with this, would not be ready to be on level with this kind of relationship. Well, I say relationship, but with this kind of dating experience. Because my younger self wouldn't know how to handle it. So, I'm telling you all this about my past so that it can help out your future. I'm hoping that you can learn from my past so you can apply it to your future so that your future will never be like my past. But also that if it does, I want you guys to know that it's okay. Because you'll learn from it. I've learned from my past. Because look at the guy I am today, now. And I am confident enough to say that as much as I really want things to work out with this girl I'm dating, I'm able to say to myself that if it doesn't work out, I can still carry on. I can still go about my day-to-day life. And you guys can too. Because you're high value, you're alphas. I want you to be alphas. I want you to believe in yourselves and know that you can get the best for you. Because if I could do it, then I know that you guys can too. It all starts from within. As I said in my podcast, episode 2, go and listen to it. It all starts from within, that belief to have that confidence, to be the alpha that you're meant to be. Just believe. And don't give up. And you'll get to where you want to be. You will. You'll get there. You'll get to where you want to be. Just like I am. So, I'm going to leave this here. And here's another thing. Here's my final thought. I'm not ashamed about opening up about my past. And putting this out there. Because some of you guys might think, oh, I could never do that. Because what if my potential date sees that and they're put off with me? Well, let me tell you something. If your potential date sees that and they are put off, then they're not right for you. Because if a person really wants to be with you, they'll understand that that's your past. It's not you as you are now. It's not your present. I know that the girl I'm dating with may see this video. But am I worried that she's going to look at this and go, wow, he's had a lot of bad relationships or whatever? Am I worried about that? No. She's already shown me on a couple occasions how supportive she is. So she's being so nice and so supportive and kind now. That reinforces that she could truly compliment me as a person down the line. So that's something you guys can remember and think about. That if somebody can't take you for who you are and what you've been through, or if they judge you on your past or your life goals and what you want to do, then they're not right for you. I mean, it wasn't all that long ago somebody blocked me because they asked me if I wanted to go around for a drink. And because I'd said no, that I've got my podcast to work on, and I got stuff to do before I relax and have some chill time. She didn't like that. She was like, well, you're kind of leaving me to do that. I'm like, hold on a second. It's like, I'm putting my work out there first. And because she couldn't handle that, she blocked me. And I was like, I don't care. Because that's not the kind of person that compliments my life. So you guys are going to remember that. Don't be afraid about showing a person you're interested who you are. Don't be afraid about, when it comes to it, to telling them about your past. Because if they truly want to be with you and learn about you, they'll accept that. They'll understand it, because it's your past. It's not who you are now. It's not your future. It's done. It's happened. It's been and gone. It's dealt with. So I'm going to leave that there. And I want to say thank you very much for watching. And on a serious note, to the girl I'm currently dating, if you have watched this, I hope you don't think bad of me. But, you know, it is what it is. It's my past. It's in my past. Because I am a different guy now than what I was 10 years ago. And all I aim to be for the future is to be better, to constantly be better, to always become better, always improve on myself, and not let myself go down. And that's what I want for all you guys to do as well. Constantly just be improving your life, improving yourself. And you want to know how to do that? Be real. Be real to reveal the real you. Thanks very much for watching. I know it's been a long video, but I wanted to air this stuff out there, and I hope that you guys can learn something from it. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week, and let me know what you think about this video. Let me know what you think about the podcasts, and drop a like, comment, and subscribe, and share this with your friends. Share it around, you know. If you think this has helped you in any way, then let me know. And you can get in contact with my Facebook, which the link is in the description. So I'm on my Facebook page, Be Real Reveal. You can search it even. But yeah, thanks for watching, and have a great week.